Welcome to another episode with me, Captain Moron. I'm excited to go over what we're doing today. Just so you know, this YouTube channel is dedicated to Marvel Snap, finding new synergies, enjoying the beauty of Marvel Snap. So, welcome to class, children. Today, we're going to talk about a few things and pay attention. There will not be a test. So, first off, how to go with the move deck. We'll review that briefly, talk about the MMVP, and the biggest surprise we found using the move deck. The conclusions, the takeaways, what to do next, and next week's sneak peek. Enough of that teacher nonsense. How did it go? Well, not well, let's say that. Started the week at 53.7, or you can see down here the rank 53 and 7 cubes toward 54. Ended at 53 and 1 cube toward 54, and we'll talk a little bit more about why I think that was. But before we get to that, the MVP of the week. Maybe you can figure it out from this slide here. I don't know. Maybe it's this 7 power card, or maybe that 7 power, maybe this one, or maybe that one. Yeah, multiple man. Huge surprise to me, but such a wonderful card. If I could put my Hulkbuster on multiple man, and then throw Doctor Strange and or Cloak, Iron Fist the Hulkbuster before I put it on the multiple man, then Heimdall at the end, amazing things happened. You can see all the power that ended up laid down. It was beautiful, happened a number of times. Honorable mention, Arrow, for sure. You can see what happened here is they popped their Professor X down, and I arrowed same turn, and they Professor X'd where they didn't want to, and you can see the retreat that occurred. Still got 4 cubes. The biggest surprise of the day, though, had to be that the move deck did not do well. At the end of the week, I was certain the move deck was far superior to the discard deck. I had a lot more fun playing it. The discard deck upped me 3 whole ranks. I mean, that's not that much, not as much as I'd like for sure. The move deck I moved down. So that was a shock to me, and to be honest, if you ask a lot of the experts out there, they'll tell you the move deck's pretty weak. So I guess I shouldn't have been surprised. I just really enjoy the move deck. I enjoy its logistics. I have a lot of fun, even if I do get a little overconfident or I'm not quite as connected to the game mentally. I miss things, and I think that's where I end up losing the cubes. Last of all, the takeaway. If I could build a deck completely around Multiple Man, buff him, around moving him, then I think it could do some magical things. Maybe it could look something like this. Got Iron Fist in there, of course. Ideally, to play that the turn I Hulk Bust on the location with Multiple Man. There we go, we've got 2 7 power Multiple Men. Of course, that's 7 if I haven't already played The Forge and or Okoye when Multiple Man was in my deck, or Nakia if Multiple Man started, or I was somehow able to get him on the left side of my hand, or if I've Ironhearted. See, the idea is all these cards are going to allow me to buff the Multiple Man, and then I can pop down Cloak, I can pop down Doctor Strange, it can even Iron Fist late in the game if it's with that Hulkbuster like I mentioned, and I'm going to have a lot of them. Then, maybe I've thrown down Kraven somewhere in there. All these moving Multiple Men will buff that Kraven. Eventually, Heimdall, and I've got a board full of heaven knows how strong Multiple Men. 10 plus. So, I think it'd be exciting to play. I haven't tried it yet. I may report on it in the future. And last but not least, next week's deck. MarvelSnapZone.com, shout out to them, has a tier list of decks. Top of the tier list is this deck they call the Sera Miracle. And I have to admit, I don't get it. This is how it runs. Ant-Man, Angela, Mojo, not Multiple Man, they have Calling Wind, a 2 energy, 4 power card that discards your lowest cost card in your hand. More about that later. They have Scarlet Witch. Cloak is again not the card they have. Instead of Cloak, they have Mysterio, a 2 cost, 5 power card that when you play it, plays illusions at the other locations, and it is not revealed until the end of the game which of the 3 Mysterios is the true Mysterio. Except you know, because you know where you played it. So I put Cloak in there instead. The rest is totally how it runs. Bishop, Rogue, Maximus, Dracula, Sera Miracle Chavez. Now, there are some weaknesses to this. Obviously, here's the idea I got. I don't understand why Colleen Wing was in there in the first place, but my only possible idea was it's a 2/4 pretty strong card. So I thought, hey, you know what, I'll pop Cloak in there. And the other thought with Mysterio was, well, you're playing 3 cards. That's great for Bishop, right? Unfortunately, there's no way to really replicate that, I don't think. So I thought I'd pull multiple man in there, again with the idea of filling the board still, right? I can Cloak, move my multiple man. Now I've got a 6 power out of a 2 cost and fill 2 locations. So you see how it's approaching the Mysterio effect. A little bit of a surprise if someone doesn't expect my multiple man to pop over there, and I've still got 1 back where it was. Anyway, so that's kind of the idea. Those are the only changes I've made here. And the only thing I can imagine is, yeah, you get some power from your Bishop. Your Rogue prevents some ongoing magic things going on. I don't mean literally magic, the card. You have a guaranteed Miracle Chavez that will be a 5, hopefully, if you've played your Sera on turn 5. You've got some high-power cards like Maximus that your Dracula can discard. So I'm really curious. I'm not sure how I see how this is a Tier 1 deck, but I'm excited to see how it goes. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/IamCaptainMoron. I'll be streaming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the evenings sometime, and then expect to see another video from me next week. Until then, I am Captain.